haven't had better days. I could walk, see, hear, I should celebrate. Think I could change my mind, maybe elevate. Living life, everyday, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better days. I'm kinda stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do I work hard or live at my pace? You're only young once, yeah that's all great, but I also want a future where I'm okay. Living life is doing lots of cocaine. Wait no, it's living with no shame. Wait no, it's sleeping in on Sundays. I guess it's different for each of us and that's okay. Well I just wanna be happy, how to get there? Glad that you asked me. I think it's different for everyone. Some of us need work, others need fun. Some of us need purpose to overcome. But try to do what you love when it's said and done. Cause there's so many differences in each of us. Trust your gut, it can show you what you want. Living life, everyday, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better days. Living life, everyday, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better days. Living life, every day, late at night.
Hello. Welcome to the Marko Yamashita Show. I am your host, Marko Yamashita, and it's been quite a number of days since I have had the opportunity to live stream. Eugene, welcome to the stream. Hello. Thank you so much for dropping in. And thank you everyone who drops in either live or checks up on things with me with the VOD. I do want to get a few things out of the way just really quick because I know that I promised to give my health update at the beginning of the stream for anyone who is not able to stick around while we talk about various other stuff, and I play a little bit of Mahjong here. I have shown some improvement over the last few weeks. My last couple of labs over the last couple weeks have shown some improvements with, as the doctors would say, I'm trending. My labs are trending as and showing that I have been improving. It's been extremely slow. You know, they aren't significant jumps. It's not like, you know, something showed up anonymously and then now everything's back to normal. They said it could take it could take some time, and we don't know right now how much of a recovery I'll make. It can be very finicky because it could be based on you know, your physiological you know, makeup and how you respond to specific medications. And unfortunately that's where the problem was. Several medications that they have me on, which I rely on to function normally, physically, and to, you know, help keep me alive, I started having trouble with. And then so you have the added problem of, you know, getting me off of those medications and then trying to find a substitute for it, which also has been kind of playing with with me because I still feel extremely run down. I still feel extremely lethargic. Still feel like very sick. Um, and I'm still experiencing pain in my kidney areas because they've been straining to function correctly. Yeah, it's positive that they have at least started recovering. Had they not responded at all, it would have been extremely concerning because it could have indicated that the organs themselves were, completely shut down or in the process of shutting down, that kind of thing. So it's gonna take some time. I'm not back to 100%. So unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to, try to get back to where I was and try to work out a regular schedule like I had hoped initially. It'll still be a very day by day, and but I do want to try to get back to some kind of normalcy on some level because part of that recovery is trying to get back and maintain the quality of life that you had, and if I just sit around feeling sorry for myself constantly, it's not good for the psyche, and then it's also not good for recovery. And I'll be honest, I'm bored out of my mind some days because something will come up and I'll be like, oh, that's a great streaming idea, or that's something I really want to do. And it's like, well, I'm still trying to recover, that kind of thing. So, but that's pretty much where I'm sitting on most of this. We have I have to have a couple more weeks of letting the medication finish working its way out of my body, and then we'll be doing another battery of testing and get lab results back, and hopefully at that time we'll see the level of improvement that the doctors are hoping for, and I'll feel better on a physical level, so I don't constantly wake up and say to myself, I feel like I've been run over by a freight train. So so that's very much where I'm at on these things. So thanks to everyone out there that have shown a good amount of patience with everything that's going on and given words of support, encouragement, that kind of thing. And some people have even kind of set me straight at times where my mind starts wandering and I start feeling down about everything, and it's important for me to try to stay positive and not jump to conclusions. And I've struggled with that a lot because I see a lot of my I see a lot of people that I interact with on a daily basis, and they're doing a lot of things, and they're excited about, starting new projects or um, playing new games or what they have planned ahead and stuff like that. And I feel kind of like I have lagged behind on a lot of those things, and a lot of the plans I had wanted to do this year. And for me, it's frustrating because one of my target goals was to just get over 1,000 people. Get over that mental hurdle of having 1,000 subscribers. It didn't matter if I had it didn't matter if I increased my concurrent count of people in chat or not. I just wanted to get to 1,000 subscribers, Ooh. Let's do that. And I always felt that, if I did that, hit that milestone, I would be happy. And I mean, there's still plenty of time to do that this year. But I'm it's not my priority anymore, especially now. So but there's a lot of other things that I do want to run. Make sure he doesn't score. That's all that matters. I probably ruined a very good hand for him. As long as we keep him from scoring big, that's all that matters. So, with that being said, that's where I basically sit with my health. Now, as far as the channel goes, and what I want to do in the days ahead, I have a couple things that I've already put together, and they're essentially ready to be presented as a streaming topic. And I do plan on covering those things on over the next week as I am feeling up to it. One of the things that I'm going to be covering in the days ahead is the annual financial report that Hololive has publicly released. I have not personally seen anybody discuss the financial report that Hololive has released publicly. However, there is a lot of very interesting information in their annual report that I think people will be very either surprised or it will be something brand new that they have not heard about at all. And one of the awesome things that about Hololive going public with their IPO is that they release these reports along with cheat. Oh, did I walked right into that. I knew it. Ah. I walked right into it. I realized it after I put it down. Ah. And a few things that Hololive has announced in the report, and we'll go over it on a more in-depth scale. Woohoo! Nice. We'll go over it on a more in-depth exploration of the report when I present it in a better format. Is they have apparently been working on a construction project for the agency itself, and then they have announced several different timelines of things that they are working on for the acquisition of talent, and then also the projects like their Hollow Earth and everything else, which is very fascinating. And we can also glean just what their aspirations are, and what their goals are for the next couple years, based upon what the report says. So as we are able, as we go through that annual financial report for Hololive, either in the next couple days or this weekend, I think you will be very impressed with just how much we can. Yeah, boy. Ooh, that hurt. That really hurt. That really hurt. Ooh. That really hurt. Adopt me. That they will definitely I think you'll definitely be impressed with what we'll find out, and you might actually learn something new that you haven't heard yet. And one of the big things that you just threw away your west winds over there, buddy. Oh. Yikes. And you could have conned on that. What I found extremely interesting, most of all, with their report, is that they are, despite the fact that they have concentrated so significantly in Japan over this past year, or 6 to 8 months, they are actually telling their shareholders that they have full intention of making it a priority to break into more global markets, including more English speaking areas of globally, and perhaps even trying to ooh, um, get more than some, just having Japan, English, and Indonesian. Now, they didn't say that they were going to open up a new division or anything like that. However, they it does appear that bilingual people are and bilingual streamers are going to be their priority for at least the immediate future. Despite that the application page and the web page says it's not a requirement. Oh, you walked right into that. You walked right into that. At least he didn't score too much off of you. He was not putting out any. He was not putting out any of those. It was pretty obvious from his discards he was collecting those. What I also find interesting is, and I've been saying it for probably the last, well, since it was since it's been officially announced, I've been saying it for that long. Just how little Hololive is investing in software development. Despite that they are, attempting to make a fully functional, multi-purposed app for for gameplay and for interactivity, and then also to stream, various presentations and concerts and whatnot. They have been investing so little compared to what other companies typically invest. So I'm wondering if they're not borrowing technology or something that's already been pre-established, and they're just working off of a different engine, because the amount that companies like MiHoYo and HoYoverse have invested just to get Genshin Impact off the ground is a lot more than what they have spent. Oh, that's not bad. First place. Nice. Streamer luck. That's all it is. Streamer luck. Yatta! Nice, nice. Okay. Now this is the other thing too. I have to try to keep my skills sharpened, since I play every Thursday with Amachan over on her channel as one of her audience participants. And when I first started playing, I'm playing against a a field of other listeners and her that are, you know, all Japanese, you know, and you know, if you play against Japanese players, I mean, they are they're vicious. I mean, it's like no mercy, essentially. And when I first started playing with them, I was just having my butt handed to me. And now, you know, I'm starting to hold my own with a lot of these games. You know, I still don't always make it in the top two. You know, sometimes I am third or fourth, but I'm doing better with holding my own. So, you know, just also kind of talking ahead about, you know, things that I do want to do here in June. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I am going to get Street Fighter 6. I've highly considered it, since, you know, you can create your own character and everything else, but I have not been in the fighting game scene for I threw that away for a long time. But watching Corone and a few other people playing the demo, I'm kind of interested in it now. If not for anything else, just to kind of have my own VTuber hat in the ring, so to speak. So we will see. Also, I oh, ouch. That wasn't too bad. That's what happens when you talk and you don't pay attention. I am very happy that I did not buy the Outlast Trials game, considering the whole phallic display that people are coming up against, and having to go back and either edit their own VODs or cut out any sections involving that. That's been an extreme headache for a lot of people. That being said, you know, when it comes out, it'll be on Game Pass. That I will have access to Amnesia: The Bunker, and I did download and briefly load in the trial version of it on my PC just to see how it runs, and it runs very well on my PC. I'm not sure if the trial version, you know, trial versions typically are, you know, a vertical slice of the game that's in some degree of development stage. So I don't know if the graphics will improve or not based on the trial, but I do think that you know, before the game comes out, if I'm able to, I would like to stream the trial, just so we can kind of get a feel for whether or not it's something I want to stream on the channel. You know, I do know that I have left a number of games in various stages of play. couple of them, I I have to admit I did play on because I was too curious over the last couple weeks of you know, what would happen. I didn't want to wait. And I also come on. I also I recorded a lot of my gameplay, or you know, at least the story portion. I don't want to do that because then I don't have a Yaku yet. Oh, pain. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, for Honkai Star Rail. You know, I do have. Oh, I should have thrown away that too. Oh well, that's fine. I did record the. I knew it. You know, the story portions of it, along with my reactions, and also the roles that I ended up getting. And I managed to get Seal. One other 5-star off of free-to-play roles, which I was very happy about. And they landed early, so I'm very happy about that. Now I've been able to save up my my currency, so I can go after the next characters, and I'm not sure if I'm going to pull on the next banner that's coming up. I didn't pull on this current banner because I kind of I really want Kefka. I fell in love with her character, you know, from the moment that the game started, and I started playing it. I really fell in love with her character, and I also need a stronger lightning damage dealer, but at the same time, I'm also really hurting for an ice character. And it's unfortunate because I got the debuff ice character, and then Mitsuki, or as they call her, like 7th of March or something like that, in English, you know, which is kind of, yeah, I get that that's how it can be translated into English, but they should have just called her Mitsuki, because that's what they call her in Japanese. They're not, you know, unless you have them, I guess, maybe if they're completely, you know, completely built out, maybe they're stronger, but as they are, they're not extremely strong. Oreo, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for dropping in. Thank you so much. Nice to see you. I've seen you post off and on Twitter, so I'm glad that you've had a chance to drop in. I've been watching our girl over at Niji Sanji, when she did her collaboration with uh, Arino. I always have a hard time saying his name. Arino-san, Kaicho from Game Center CX. Did you get a chance to watch those episodes? I had never watched her before, and I absolutely adore that rich girl type talk, Ojo-sama type talk that she has. That I absolutely adore it. And so I've been watching a lot of her lately from Niji. Especially when she's been playing Yakuza or Like a Dragon, and she did her whole thing with Kaicho over at Game Center CX, and that was really fun to watch too. So, I think I'll besides Pamu, I think she's probably one of the one of the main Niji talent that I've watched on a consistent basis. But yeah, I've really enjoyed. She is very. She. You know what? I have never seen anyone be as energetic as her. Even even if you look at like Subaru of Hololive, and other people from Hololive, at least in the streams I've watched, she has had such consistency with with her attitude and the way she presents herself and carries herself. She just displays so much confidence. Even when like the stream that she had recently where she couldn't get her controller to work. Oh, why do you keep doing this to me? She couldn't get her controller to work, and she was struggling to get things to function, and she couldn't continue her stream because of it. She never lost her cool, and that was so awesome watching her. Try to figure out how why things weren't working and everything. Wrong one. Oh well. Phew. Okay. I can still salvage that. So yeah, I really enjoyed her. And she happens to stream at times where I am not. It doesn't conflict with other people that I've I watch. So I can usually jump from her stream straight into somebody or from someone else's stream. Oh, straight into her stream. Oh, that hurts. Oh. Chizuka-sa, I have I know who you're talking about, but I haven't had a chance to catch a lot of her streams because her streams tend to overlap with other people that I am interacting with, or that's that there's several smaller streamers that I tend to want to be there for their audience participation in order to help keep their chat livelier and to keep the interaction going, and also to help keep the flow of their stream going at a decent pace, so they're not constantly waiting if they just need one more participant, or if things were kind of lagging out, and especially if they are Japanese and they tend to get quite a few English speaking listeners come in. I tried to at least kind of be there and say, hey, look, they're not going to understand what you're saying. You need to try to speak to them in Japanese, or I'll try to translate what you're trying to say to them so they can understand you, that kind of thing. But I have watched a few of her VODs, and I do really enjoy it. I do really enjoy her streams. It's for me, it's unfortunate that there's so much content out there that I'm still discovering from streamers, big and small, and I don't have enough time to watch them all. And so I've been having to be a little having to really be picky, and choosy on who I watch, and it's like and I've kind of had to put like anime on the back burner, because I'm trying to not just stay caught up with what other streamers are doing, but then I also get past a number of potential story topics or situations or whatnot that people like send me from time to time. They're like, hey, this might be something you want to keep an eye on, type thing. And that if you notice, I tend to not weigh in on every small every controversy that comes out, and I pick and choose which ones I talk about. And that's because if I didn't do that, I literally wouldn't have time to do anything else, because there's so much that people are either talking about or sending me, and it's like, yeah, I talk about some of the bigger topics, but most of those topics are things I feel are important to talk about, that kind of thing. Yeah, and I'm sure you have, like you said, you have your studies as well. And it drives me kind of nuts too, because one of the main reasons why I don't stream, or I don't stream any earlier or at a time on a time frame that is easier for me, is because my entire morning, and for the Asian market, it's the evening, and for European, it's afternoon. My entire morning is filled with Monday through Friday, or and sometimes on Saturday as well. From 6 o'clock in the morning for me, it's 6 o'clock, um, I spend from 6 to 8, 2 hours every morning, with Toshinon. Either, if it's a game that she's doing, having participation in, or it's a game that I really want to be there to experience with her. Um, like Tears of the Kingdom, like Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, I have talked more to her, since she started playing that game, than I I probably have ever. And she's even kind of amazed that I'm commenting more, and I'm actually able to joke with her and make jokes, about things that, and what I say makes sense. So, you know, uh, and even other people in chat, they're like, "Wow, you're getting better at this," at trying, saying what you want to say. So, I want to keep that up because I'm learning as I'm interacting, and then with Amu, she streams starts streaming at 5 o'clock on Tuesdays, for me, with an hour earlier than Hoshinon, so I typically spend an hour with her, either playing games with her or doing other things. And then Kasane and then also Ankaro tend to stream after Hoshinon. So by the time I'm finished, with those four ladies, most of my morning has already gone by, and I start getting towards the noon hour. And more often than not, I'll be able to catch at least one more JP streamer along the way. And and then I hit my noon hour. And unless I'm supporting the four girls that used to be in production Kawaii, afterwards. Usually after, by mid-afternoon, I don't have anyone else to watch because, most of the, all the Japanese streamers are sleeping. I barely watch any English streamers anymore except for Pamu, because I just don't enjoy them. And unless our tea kettle is unless our tea kettle genius is streaming, I don't have anybody to watch in the afternoon. So I end up watching a lot of VODs in the afternoon, trying to catch up. Yeah, I know, and it's so crazy at times, trying to stay caught up with everybody. I constantly have, but I do find myself constantly smiling every time I watch her little tea kettle, because despite the fact that she's a completely different, or using a completely different persona now, with a different name, she can't stop saying Dio at the end of everything that she says, all of her sentences, and it's become so ingrained in her her vernacular that she just can't help but saying Dio after everything she says. And I think it's adorable, But I also kind of feel bad for her too, because it's like, you know, she's trying so hard not to say Dayo. And then, you know, she's able to stop saying it for like a couple minutes, and then all of a sudden it just starts slipping out again, you know? uh, but she seems happier, at least where she's at, you know, and she doesn't seem like she's as bothered, and hopefully she is not even paying attention to social media at this point, about what's being said. Yeah, well, you know, that's kind of what she's done. You know, there's a clip out there of her struggling with. Oh, ow! Where'd that come from? See, this is what happens. I still run into these players like this. And it's like, oh my gosh. It's like, how are you getting these hands? Oh. But yeah, she she struggled with it one particular stream, and there's a clip compilation of her struggling with it in that stream, and I don't remember if it was her mods or one of the other girls in Fizojo that basically said it's fine. You know, you don't have to hide it. It's fine. Just go ahead and say it. You know, it's not like you know, everyone here is oblivious to who you used to be. You know, we all know who you used to be, and if they don't, they'll find out who you used to be. So it's fine. Just go ahead and say it. So I don't think she's trying nearly as hard to hide saying the words. But it's still cute in its own way, where she'll be talking, right, and she's going along and she's just having a perfectly happy conversation, and then she realizes that she's saying it, and then she'll let it slip, and she's like, yeah, you know, I was watching that last night, and I thought it was so cool, Dayo. Pop! You know. Everyone's like, it's fine. You don't have to hide it, you know. She's like, I can't stop saying it. So, but I'm glad she seems to be happier. I haven't seen whether or not she has had any interaction with Nazuna since joining Fuzojo. I haven't seen any clips about it, and I haven't seen anybody make any comments or send me any info or anything like that. So I don't know if she's interacted with her at all or not. But I'm hoping that with her inclusion over there, that, you know, she'll give her some you know, another you know, JP colleague to talk to, you know, or interact with. Oh, I don't want to drop that fiber. I have this feeling he's looking for this 5. This 5's gonna be a problem. Well, I'm gonna have to get rid of it, so let's see. Okay, that went through. You know, and the other thing that I've been curious about is I have this feeling in the back of my mind that Nazuna might be struggling mentally again. And the reason why I say that, that's gonna run. Oh, ooh, I got through that. Okay. And the reason why I say that is because the last time she suddenly made a stream announcement like she did, and she made all sorts of you know, promises and saying, ooh, nice, full flush, you know, saying things like, you know, this is what I want to do. I want to start streaming on my Miki Nico more. You know, let's talk and have conversations about, you know, what kind of content and everything like that. It's typically, she was on a high cycle with her her bipolarism, or manic depression, I guess they call it now. And then, you know, after she was, you know, on that high, she came down, and then all that kind of disappeared, right? It kind of feels like that happened again after her 1-year anniversary. That, you know, she was really excited and motivated. She kind of sounded like she wanted to do more on her personal account. You know, a lot of stuff was happening with Vizojo, and she didn't necessarily appear to be happy. She had even talked about wanting to form her own idol group outside of Vizojo, doing a duo, or maybe even a trio with some people. And she was kind of casually, you know, seeing if there was any interest out there to, for people that wanted to contact her about it. And then, you know, months later, nothing. So I think, at least, and this is my belief, I don't have any solid concrete evidence, you know, and she has, her and her lawyer have really buttoned down on, oh, am I on food? Damn. Oh, okay. We'll do this. Her and her lawyer have I knew that was gonna happen. Well, it's not that bad. They've really buttoned down on her her personal comments towards people that are throwing shade her way. So I haven't personally seen any reports of her supposedly lashing out on social media. So but if she's not extremely busy with something that she's working on, I kind of feel like, perhaps she's maybe kind of hit one of those low cycles again, where she's struggling. Because, it's been a while since she made all of the comments and did her whole presentation for her year anniversary. And she's been awfully quiet on, with a lot of those things since then, or at least people haven't talked about it. And maybe I'm just missing it because I've been so busy with other things. Not gonna lie, May was not very bad. Hopefully less controversy in June. Yeah. The only thing that we had two. Dang, son. You are like cleaning house. I am down to 2,000 points. But at least this is last hand. So, controversy wise, I think out of everything that's happened this month, the two main things that we've had, and I think their fans, their hardcore fans have controlled the narrative by and large. Came out of Holo Console again. Fauna really ticked off a lot of people, and she lost 10% of her concurrent viewer base after certain comments that she made. So yeah, people were not happy with Fauna after she made a couple of comments that really rubbed people the wrong way. And then there was a lot of when I posted about it earlier today, where a lot of people feel that Hololive has been extremely hypocritical because they let Bay play that one game, but now they're banning all their talent from playing Outlast's the Outlast trials because of the whole male genitalia thing. And Mel even said that she was told by her manager as she was playing that she was going to have to pull her VOD afterwards, and they were going to have to do some heavy editing because if they put it up as is, her channel was going to get a strike for content, and she'll probably get soft banned, because YouTube Japan does not like her channel. YouTube Japan thinks she's lewd regardless of how clean her record is, Oh, this guy just is relentless. Yeah, mate. At least it's over. Yeah, and I've been trying to make that point too, and people don't. I think a lot of English speaking listeners just do not understand the why it's an issue, you know, and you know, for people out there that are fans or have watched Prison Project or Kawaii Productions that have a predominantly Japan or English speaking VTuber group. I think they have they understand the concept and narrative more than your typical Hololive fan, because especially if they're only English fan, because you know, since their agency and their employer is a Japanese entity, they're bound by Japanese broadcast rules and media rules, right? And one of the things that they absolutely cannot do is, you know, broadcast in any shape or form uncensored genitalia, right? But that's what they did, and she's gotten away with it. And people are going, well, wait, if she got away with it, how come Fubuki and Miko and you know, everyone else, how come they're not letting them play the Outlast trials? Because Fubuki was like almost doing she almost went like endurance stream on the game because she was having so much fun with it. And then all of a sudden, you know, they just told them you can't stream anymore. So so yeah, it's kind of like that, where so this is gonna be my last game. I don't want to push things any more than where I'm at right now, and honestly, I'm starting to feel it. But yeah, it feels good to be back and to be able to talk about a lot of these things, because I'll be honest with everyone out there, I was fighting, trying to trying to just kind of endure the pain I was in, so I could you know, talk or stream with a lot of things that happened over the last couple weeks. And for me, it was extremely depressing that I couldn't you know, I couldn't talk about things as they were happening. And you know, I prepared gosh dang it. How are these guys sumoing so much? Okay. So that's the thing about Mahjong. There's skill involved, but there's also that aspect of chance that just you start building a good hand and someone just beats you to it. But yeah, it's been frustrating, and there's been days where I just wanted to give up because I'm like, man, I can't do what I want. You know, I'm struggling. I'm in so much pain. You know, that kind of thing, and you know, all I want to do is be able to turn my mic on and talk about this stuff. And you know, I hadn't had, you know, the ability or the health to do those things, you know. So and like I said, I've built out, you know, some scripts to talk about these things. I just didn't have I wasn't healthy enough to talk about them. So I still may try to talk about some of these things. But my next nice. My next stream is where we are going to talk about and review Hololive's annual financial report. And I know that may sound extremely dull, but I promise you that there's some very interesting bits of information in there about the direction that Hololive is working towards. And you might generally be shocked to see, you know, or hear or even read what's happening behind the scenes, because it gives a glimpse into what Niji Sanji is facing as far as competition goes with a company that, you know, has gone public, you know, with their IPO. And if you keep track of stock prices and, you know, of the markets and their market values and shares and everything like that, Hololive has been on a significant value run for their shareholders since they went public. And the value as a company has continued to grow, which is fascinating, because if you look at any color, their stock value has largely stagnated over the last, well, since the beginning of the year. And if you look at themselves at the company from a 12-year or 12-month perspective, they've lost about a third of their values since this time last year, when they, you know, essentially hit their peak with their you know, their debut of their all male generation and several other key players that they were able to hire last year, which are now gone. And it's kind of, I kind of wonder what's happening behind the scenes of any color, because there seems to be realignment and perhaps even reorganization of what they're trying to do as far as, you know, talent and structure and everything else. Well, you know, you would be very justified feeling that way. Um, you know, people often criticize me for being critical about Hololive. You know, they're like, "Oh, you just hate Hololive in general." And it's like, no, I don't. I don't hate Hololive. I hate what I hate what the corporate side of the organization is doing. You know, or what's or the decisions that are being made. You know, I don't hate the talent. Um, I may be critical of their talent, and I hold them accountable because, you know, every single one of the people in Hololive are essentially senpais to the industry as a whole. Same thing with Niji. You know, Niji as a whole. You know, their talent is are people that most of us hold in a high regard, and so we don't hate the talent. We hate what's happening on the corporate side of things, you know, and decisions that are being made on either on their behalf or because of decisions that were made by corporate, with, you know, maybe hiring people that were bad for business or bad for the organization. Or people that have had, you know, very disruptive you know, are you kidding me? You know, that there are a lot of people that have caused controversy that have a known past, and they were still hired anyways. You know, so Night, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for dropping in. You know, you're fine. I completely understand. I was gonna call this my last game, but I'll play one more so I can kind of fill you in on everything that's going on, since you just got here. At the beginning of the stream, I did give an overview of my health as a whole. I am overall showing improvement since we discovered the problem. We did identify that my kidney issue. Are you kidding me? Stop it. My kidney issue was caused by medication that were causing my... Oh. Okay. You know, they were causing my kidney function to essentially stop. As of right now, we don't know if my right now there's no indication right now that there is lasting damage. One of the indicators that would show that there's lasting damage, there's a couple of key markers that you can look for in you know, when you have blood samples, blood draws, or other lab work and as of right now, those markers haven't shown up, which is a positive sign. We have to give me enough time to see if my body will work all the medication out that's built up, and then see whether or not my how much my kidneys restart themselves. The way that the doctor described it is that the medication could have either done one of two things. It could have either sent the wrong signal to my body and told my body to stop producing the hormones that make your kidneys function correctly, or that there could have been a significant buildup in the kidneys, which would explain why I had passed a couple kidney stones about like a month or so back. So, but basically he said, we have to give your body enough time to try to process everything out of your system. We'll keep an eye on your lab results. Look for the trends in your lab results, that things are recovering, and then if things peak before you make a full recovery, then we'll have to look at that and say, okay, is there anything we can do to help it along, or is this something that's going to be permanent, that kind of thing. So thanks. I mean, I appreciate it. It's been a long road, and it's been frustrating. It's been extremely frustrating because like I've said before, there's a lot of things I've wanted to do and play, or just talk about in general, and you want to be able to do it, and I'm literally biting my lip, trying to just tough out the pain so I could try to sit in front of a computer, and on those days I end up just saying that I can't tolerate it, and then I feel down about the whole situation. But I'm making progress, and I'm slowly improving. So the doctor said, as long as I don't, oh, this is gonna be painful. Doshio. Okay. As long as I don't overexert myself and I take it easy, he feels that I can, he didn't put any restrictions on me, but he also told me, I need to use, yeah, awesome. Okay. I need to use, good judgment. Run! And at least I was able to collect those Riches, which helped with that. So, we'll have to take things day by day. Yeah, we'll be playing it safe. We'll be taking things day by day. If I feel good that day, and feel well enough to be able to stream or do something, then I'm definitely going to do it. If I can't, then I won't. because I realize I'm very much still recovering from this, and I'm not at 100%. Um, and fortunately, it's kind of a good time for this all to happen, because, I'm right in the middle of, um, we're right in the middle of kind of a lull and things, especially in games and whatnot. Um, we haven't had, fortunately, too many high, uh, um, high level controversies. you know, we've had some controversies, but we haven't had any any kind of high tier controversies that have rocked things recently, so which is a good thing. Um, but I do want to just kind of stress also that yo I'm just right now I'm just gonna try my best to um do things one day at a time, and hopefully I'll be able to get back to a point where I can say I'm finally going to be able to set a schedule. Yeah, yeah, besides Pamu and Ojosama, I ooh, ooh, ouch, ooh, I I'm as a listener and a fan and a participant on that side of things, I'm happy with being able to do those things. You know, um, because it's when I wake up in the morning and I'm watching or listening to the JP girls in the morning. A lot of times I'm doing that while I'm working on what I'm going to do for that evening, whether it's making thumbnails or putting my OBS together to and testing things, making sure they're working, different settings, configurations, that kind of thing. So I'm not always 100% engaged in what they're doing, even though I'm there or I'm watching them or listening to them, and just kind of being a fan and a supporter or a listener again. It is fun. It is fun to be that. Um, However, once their stream is over with, and especially like I said, I don't have anybody in the afternoons or evenings that I can watch anymore, and it's been very boring, for lack of a better word. It's been very boring at times because as much as I could just pick up a VOD from one of the JP girls from that morning. You do kind of miss having somebody that's live to interact with, So, I do appreciate that I'm able to at least, stream and, even if it's not going to be on a consistent basis or a scheduled basis, because I really do miss it, you know. So yeah, I hear you. I don't want anything else happening, and I'm trying to. I mean, I'm following the what my doctors are saying to like almost the letter. The only exception to that may be that I have snuck in uh, an energy drink here and there, um, mostly because I have had severe caffeine withdrawals, you know, and you know, if it's not an energy drink, it's been a a diet drink that has caffeine in it, because I not having the caffeine has given me such a bad headache that I've just broken down and said, you know, I really need the caffeine. Did you leave because you lost? Are you kidding me? The guy rage quit because he lost the hand. You could still recover from that. Well, I hate players like that. I mean, you're only at 15-8. One good hand and you will have recovered from that. What a sore loser. I know, right? I have lost one hand. All right, I've lost like 18,000 points in one hand, and then I've turned it around, and in the following two hands, I've gained it all back and gotten first place. It's not that hard. You know, there's a certain element of luck involved in it, but it's not that hard. I don't get it. I mean, quitting on a game. I mean, what are you hoping to achieve? Are you like trying to maintain your Are you trying to maintain a certain score or like ranking or something? I mean, even if you leave a game, whatever the outcome of the game is, it still goes on to your record. You don't save face by doing this. Yeah, the system, you know, penalizes him by recording whatever place he falls into at the end of this game. So leaving doesn't save your record. Yeah, exactly. You know, you play till the end. It's never over until the final hand is done. He could have hit an 18,000 point hand and come back and won. I mean, the first hand they won was a very strong hand. They came out very strong. Oh well. So yeah, either I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it. What's today's what Wednesday, right? Yeah. So, in the next few days, I'm hoping that I'll be able to do another stream where, um, we can go over a lot of stuff that, I've been able to glean from, Hololife's annual financial report, because I was like very, I was extremely fascinated by just how much info you can gain about what is coming up with Hololive, just solely based upon their financial reports. And let me tell you something. I am extremely worried, and it could they could very well be trying to save face at this point. But I am extremely worried that by the end of 2024, they may be writing off tens of millions of dollars because of this whole Hollow Earth thing that they've desperately been trying to get off the ground. I'm not saying it's guaranteed to be a flop, but there's every indication, based on industry analysis, that they are definitely investing against the odds at this point. And we'll definitely go over that when I can present things properly on stream. I'd like to be able to show, I'd like to be able to show the sources of why I believe, you know, the things that I'm talking about right now, rather than just, you know, opining about it and people saying, oh, well, that's just you. You know, there's a lot of evidence to back up that that Yago is definitely playing against the odds right now. Are we gonna go to Tempai? Yep. Oh, I'd rather lose 1,000 than walk into somebody else's hands. That looks about right. That's I typically fall into either second or third place. My record, my record has definitely improved. But I typically ride in about third place, but yeah, I'll occasionally hit fourth place. But my record is not too bad. And the explanation of what this all is, you know, your attack stat basically is average points 1, As you can see, I mean, my paradigm here is you know, rather good for when I do win. Defense stats increased as your deal-in rate decreases, you know, and I've been fairly active. I don't play every day, but I do try to play at least one hand a day. Speed is your win rate, you know, and as you can see, my win rate is rather low, you know, and as you can see, you know, that's typically because I'm in second or third place, you know. And this is against random people, you know. When I play against other streamers or play against their listeners, this is my result. Yeah, this is when I play against other streamers and their listeners, and as you can see, I do extremely well. I've been running, you know, second, first place, second place. I've only had 3 games in the last 10 hands, or 10 games that I placed third place or lower. So I do very well against other when I'm playing against other streamers. It's game on. When I play against randos, you know, I'm mostly just trying to keep my skills. So yeah, three has typically been my lucky number as well. So you know, if it's 1 through 10, you know, 3 is been my lucky number. So yeah, and I'm actually quite proud of myself because I used to be third and fourth place when I'd play against other streamers, and ever since I started playing more heavily against other streamers, I've been able to learn a lot, and especially playing against other JP players, I've learned a lot. So I'm quite proud of myself. Just be able to get that to that point. So, but all right. So like I said, yo, I'm gonna be playing my streams going forward. Very much by day to day. If I am feeling up to streaming and I have something prepared, I'll definitely post either in the community tab or on Twitter, either for me that morning or early afternoon, if I'm going to stream and what time. You know, for the rest of everyone, especially in Asian countries, it'll be early morning when you see that announcement. You know, by and large, for the next month, I'm just kind of looking at content-wise. You know, again, there's Amnesia: The Bunker that I'll have access to on day 1. I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna get Street Fighter 6. I may download the demo just to, you know, try it out and see if I enjoy it enough. And then we still have a lot of other things as well. I do still have to finish Atomic Heart, and of course, you know, there's the other games that I've been playing on a regular basis, like Phasmo, Splatoon. And I'm trying to think. There was one other one that I've been thinking about streaming, but I can't remember which one it was off the top of my head. So yeah, well, we'll see how things go. As long as I don't have run into any further complications, and I am able to continue to stay, keep getting healthier as I'm recovering. You know, we'll do it day by day without, you know, putting too much stress on me. And I may end up kind of sticking to like more one-shot type games or streams rather than reoccurring streams for the time being, just until I recover. So, you know, there's not that added stress or pressure to, you know, continue the game or pick up where we left off, that kind of thing. Oh yeah, Honkai Star Rail. You know, we'll be kind of dropping in right in the middle of the story, more or less, but you know, it's a free-to-play gacha game, so, you know, you may do that. So, we'll see. But anyways, thank you guys for everyone who popped in here while I was live. If you're watching the VOD, thank you so much for watching the VOD. I know I haven't been around for the last couple weeks, and but I do appreciate everyone who has shown support or left words of encouragement, because it's been very taxing for me mentally. We're trying to work through this as well as physically, so the words of encouragement are giving a, you know, a thumbs up, is it lets me know that you guys are still there, and that you guys haven't disappeared. So I appreciate it very much. Yeah, thank you so much for dropping in. Knight, thank you. Oreo, thank you. Eugene, thank you. Anyone who popped in as a lurker, thank you so much. If you're watching the VOD, thank you so much for tuning in, for dropping in. We'll keep you up to date on the community tab and by Twitter on things going forward. So please keep an eye out on those two things for communication and updates and everything. Other than that, guys, thank you so much. You know, have a good morning, afternoon, or evening. We'll talk to you on the flip side. Until then, this is Marko Yamashita signing off. Peace. Take care, guys.
Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Fuck me, I'm looking in the mirror.